dedicate more time to the dough to bake. So therefore, more water is evaporating, and not only, but also the sugar inside of the dough will have more time to caramelize. The color of the pizza is darker, it's more intense. It's not spotty like the Napoli one, and you feel the taste of the caramelization. Also the caramelization gives taste to the pizza. I invite you to taste also the edge and to tell me how you find it. How is it? It's too dry? You can choose then, if you like more softer, you can choose in between. Not Napoli, not like this. If you like it more with more softness and so on, you just you give 10 degrees more, or 20, instead of baking at 300 and, I don't know, 310, 320, 310, 320, you give 330, 340, so it's up to you, okay? The important thing now is to understand how it works, how to move things around to get the right kind of softness you get. But the dough is the same, digestible, tasty, and so on. It's really important. You choose the kind of pizza, but we need to help you to get a really digestible pizza, standardized system, taste, and so on. How do you like it? Is it light?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crumb's good.
A quick word on yeast. Ne vuoi un altro di questa? La fai la uno. Okay, now we will test the same kind of pizza with the #1 flour. So as I explained before, the #1 is the partial wholemeal flour. Not white, not completely wholemeal, in between. The #1. And it's got the 3 internal layers of the bran. Okay, and we will see how it works. So I was saying, the yeast works really simply. See, the yeast, first of all, there are two kinds of group of yeast. One group of yeast produces gas and alcohol. The Saccharomyces is the same yeast that is used in the wine, beer. It's the alcoholic yeast. No? So transforms the simple sugar in alcohol and gas. The other group of yeast are the lactobacillus, which work. It's like in the yogurt. It's simple sugar and produces lactic acid, but does not produce the gas, and we need the gas, as we explained. But lactic acid is really good as well to break down the protein, to give taste, so it's important both. Normally, beer yeast or the dehydrated beer yeast, it's alcoholic, so that's only that alcoholic fermentation, alcohol and gas. Okay, but when you have simple sugar and oxygen, in presence of simple sugar and oxygen, the yeast only multiply itself. That does not ferment. When the oxygen is not there anymore, and the yeast has got only the simple sugar, the yeast will only ferment. Okay? And also according to the temperature. This is really important because yeast is really fast, enzyme is really slow. This is why so many times we prefer to do a long fermentation by slowing down the fermentation action by using a degree, more or less 4 or 5 degrees. So that once we have prepared the dough, and we will do afterwards together, once the fermentation is started, has to start, it's important, then you put in the refrigerator and you slow it down so that you give time to the alcohol to work on the proteins and the enzyme to work on starch, on protein and on fat. So here it's only explained how the complex starch is broken down in small chain until it becomes simple sugar, and the simple sugar keeps on feeding the yeast. This is, according to temperature, how yeast enzyme work. This is why we try to go, when we want to allow time to to the yeast to work, to the enzyme to work, we go to a temperature which is in between 5 degrees, 4 degrees. So that we try to make the two lines as close as possible. We give time to the enzyme to work. So this is a number one
That's it.
flour, a dough, a number one flour. It's the same kind of pizza we just had. So it's a kind of new Roman style, maybe. I would say so. So it's still a bit crispy, big edge. Vuoi fare che fai adesso? Sulle fine. Okay, now we do a new Roman style, which is actually, this is always a 250 gram ball. Okay, he will stretch the ball exceedingly. In the meanwhile, here it's a small explanation why a long fermentation dough and refrigeration can help you. Normally, when you do a short fermentation dough, like, I don't know, to be used after 3, 4, 5 hours, the dough will have a quite short life, of course, because if you let it rise really soon, it will die really soon too. So it means that you will have only limited lapse of time to use it at the ideal time or the ideal point, because of course it will be growing fast and going down fast. It means that, for example, in this case you have 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. If someone is coming to your pizzeria at 5 o'clock, well, it's the dough that is here. If someone is coming at 8 o'clock, 3 hours after, you will have a dough which is here. And with me, when the dough is growing, like here it's fermenting fast and so on, has sugar inside, no? The simple sugar of the flour or the sugar you add into the dough. Then the fermentation is really fast, no? Since we are doing a really short rising time dough. When you are here, the content of sugar is much lower, and here even lower. It means that you will have a lot of, in this case, you might bake the pizza in 2 minutes time. Here you need 1 minute more. Since you don't see the color on the pizza, you get the color by the caramelization of the sugar, right? So if here you have a lot of sugar, the color will come out quite soon. If here not, you will wait a lot of time. Here the pizza will be more humid inside, will be with more color and so on, softer and so on. Here will be drier. This is why I was explaining to you. Maybe the dough was too few sugar inside, no? Too less level of sugar inside. So you kept too long until it becomes dry. In this case, we have a dough where we choose to do maybe the 48 hours time. So, of course, the ideal time of usage of the dough will be much wider. And you can even do, as explained, no? Since you are controlling. Glielo fai vedere? Alza proprio le mani un po'. So, minchia, triangolare. Però prima di metterlo sopra lo volevo far vedere.
Come?
Non è abbastanza, tu non c'hai la grande. Più grande.
C'ho quella più grossa.
Okay, normally it's rounder, no? But it depends also on the peel. We don't have a big peel here. So the Roman style pizza, it's all one. Is without age and really thin. So this is a 250 gram ball, really stretch. And normally you pre-bake it ahead of time. So you prepare the pizza paste, and once it's ready, it's finished, and we will see how it works. So actually in this case, you have more time to use the same dough with the same result. And by using the refrigeration, you can control better the fermentation. maybe you take a part of the ready balls out and you keep the other ones in the refrigerator. So you stretch even more the dough, and you are able to blend always the same kind of quality. Okay, this is some explanation about the difference between the pizza oven and the electric oven and so on. Actually, with the electric oven, with the wood, with the fire oven, you have better to start from the beginning. When you bake a pizza, you have three ways of transferring the temperature to a pizza. By contact, of course, by convection, the air, the humidity inside of the oven, and then by the beams, by the irradiation of the fire, of the resistance. Of course, when you have a fire oven, you will have a fire, and the fire is a great influence on the pizza, according also to how big is the fire. So normally, since the fire gives a lot of temperature to the pizza, if you want to do a Napoli-style pizza, use always a fire oven. If you want to do a crispy pizza, you don't need a fire, or really low fire, or even only coals there. Because the fire, when you have a lower temperature, if you have the temperature from the top too aggressive, you will bake, you will solidify the upper part of the pizza too soon. You need to be soft until all the bubbles are coming out. So with the temperature from the bottom, the temperature of the dough is increasing, the balls are enlarging and so on. But the top part has to be still soft. If it's already baked, you will not have the chance to get the best result. Now I want to focus a little bit more on the pizza. So I tried to give some information about how the nature works, the feature of the flour. This is why also it's not easy to compare the same kind of flour of two different kind of meal or two meals. For example, a flour from Caputo or for Cinque Stagioni or from Iacone with the same percentage of protein or the same W, because also important the fermentation capacity, the enzyme capacity, the kind of gluten, how it's made in the flour, the water absorption, the stability. This is something else. This is why maybe a 250 of W of Iacone is different from Caputo and so on, because there are so many other things, and we have extremely specialized in selecting the wheats, in blending them, and to blend always the stability of the quality, consistency of the future. And this is thanks also to the cooperation with the schools, because every day we do the test on the product, on the flours we produce. Of course, also the wheat that we receive. But that result has to be compared and matched together with the everyday use in the schools, in our schools, and so on. So if something is working in a particular way, we go back on the analysis and we understand what is different. And if we need it again in the future, we know how to get it. This is why for example, we add soya to certain kind of flour. I don't know if you know, but once in Italy, the bread kept fresh for 1 week. Now there are breads that after a few hours or after 1 day, one's extremely dry. Because when you do the long fermentation, as I was explained before, the part of the fat inside of the flour, or the fat you're adding, it's attacked by the enzyme, and they divide the fat, which is a triglyceride, into free glycerin and acid fats. The free glycerin is an emulsifier, so it means that binds the water to fat. This natural emulsifier binding the water to the fat, prevents the evaporation of the water, of the humidity out of the bread and out of the pizza too. So keeps the freshness of the bread longer. If we add some soya, it's a natural emulsifier, so binds even more water. This is why we add it in flour where we need more water inside. So there is a natural explanation when we do something on the flour that is due to the fact that we have been studying for decades. Keep on studying and studying, developing. So this is a true Roman style pizza. Poi gli facciamo assaggiare.
Ormai.
Va benissimo. Anche un po' più. So we are doing really small slices, but we have really many pizzas here. If you, I want to keep you interested in all the pizza we are doing. So afterwards you can.